Hey guys, and welcome back to the Geeks of the Multiverse channel. And today we are back with another Falcon and the Winter Soldier spoiler cast. As always, I'm joined by Will.
Hello.
And just quickly before we get into it, a quick apologies for not doing a spoiler cast for last week's episode. Just some scheduling issues. I had college. Will was busy with some Twitch streaming. Make sure to check him out. Link in the description below. But before we get started on the finale, which was awesome, just going to quickly talk about the penultimate episode. See, what Will thought of it and stuff like that, because I don't think we really talked about that episode that much, just even privately. So, just to quickly recap you and the audience, the episode dealt with some stuff like John Walker getting his ass whooped, surprise cameo from Madame Hydra, a Zemo in the raft, more of Isaiah Bradley, who owns the shield, some Sharon Carter stuff, Steve is dead, maybe, a couple of fun montages, and a boat. A big old boat. So,
Boaty McBoatface.
exactly, that's the one. So, what did you think of this episode, Will?
I thought it was a drag. I probably my least favorite one, apart from until it got to the boat stuff, where
That's
it just
definitely
wasn't really that interesting to me. It was a bit
really.
slow. It jumped around too much, and then it was pain. It was painful to watch sometimes.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's quite interesting.
yeah, I just thought that the pacing was off a lot, because it jumped around quite a few characters. And then,
That's
for
fair.
example, again, Sharon was in it for about half a minute again, and just appearing. So
So you didn't really like the structure of it. You just found it a
yeah,
bit too
yeah.
jumpy.
And then
That's fair.
it was it jumped around scenes a lot, but nothing really happened in the scenes. The whole episode was just purely dialogue.
That's fair. I to be fair, I quite enjoyed it for like I very much enjoyed the whole boat bit. I really liked that bit,
Yeah, the boat bit was
and
the best bit.
also the what was it the battle at the start, like the almost like very Civil War-esque battle. That was cool.
Yeah.
And actually, and the Azai bit. That was nice to see. I wish while he was talking, like I get it, it was good that we kind of saw his emotions while he was talking. But I think it would have been cool to get some sort of flashback sequences, even if it's just flashing, like literally, like just shot. It's just like one or two shots, like while he's talking, kind of like almost like a memory flashing. You know what I mean?
I mean, in this
Um,
episode, the finale, there is I'm not sure if you can actually see anything, but when he gets his little mural thing in that museum, I think there's pictures in the background, so they may have had them, but just didn't use them.
that's true. That is very true. I think it would be a massive missed opportunity if they didn't make a Isaiah Bradley spin-off show. That would be incredible.
Oh yeah, they got to,
That-
man. They got to.
They got to. That'd be so sick. You could call it like I think the comic was called Truth. Like you could literally call the whole thing just Truth. That'd be pretty cool. And obviously, we're going to get to see more of his grandson Elijah in when they eventually get around to doing the Young Avengers, which obviously I made a video on a few months back. Actually, like pretty much like 10 months back. So make sure to check that out and see it's still a good video, still makes sense, still relevant. So yeah, they're definitely setting them up.
Oh, for sure. They've got quite a few of them now,
They
and
have.
upcoming as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So look forward to that. But that is not what we're here to talk about today. So what did you think of the finale?
Um, Much better than last week. I'd still say probably still not even my favorite episode, just simply because some of the story threads and the characters felt not off, obviously, but they just felt like they didn't really fit in this episode a bit. Like Carly, again, I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest.
No,
I know you're
I
not
agree.
really either, but she's now got a death wish, and her friends don't really. I mean, they set that up last week. I'm pretty sure that she's going a bit far, but
Mm,
and also that's like we said before about the serum that we've mentioned for about 3 weeks in a row. But the the fact that she's now just gonna die and like, oh, the cause will go on.
Yeah,
Okay, dude. Okay, okay.
yeah, little extreme. I think it kind of makes sense a little bit in terms of like she's lost her vision, lost her way, and therefore she's losing her team because of it. But I feel like in a similar fashion to WandaVision, I feel like there was something missing in between the penultimate and the final episode, like
Mm,
to kind of get that progression. Obviously, it fit a lot better than WandaVision. Like WandaVision was very like this is completely different, like you know what I mean. But
yeah.
this flowed a lot better than that, and it all made sense. But I feel like at least there should have been a little bit more of that sort of thing in episode 5, where it's like she's completely lost sight of the goal, of the mission, of what really matters. But yeah, I totally get you. I think personally, this was my favorite episode, or one of. Um, Maybe I was just a bit gassed to see the Captain America suit, and some of the things like going on in that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. But as you said, this wasn't your favorite. So which one was your favorite? Do you think?
Um, episode 3, I want to say. I think it was that one.
Is that the Zemo one?
Yes, I
The one where they
think
went to
so.
Madripoor? Yeah.
I think so. Or the one. Wait, it was the. Wait, which was the one where they went to like Germany? It was. It was either the
You on
one they
about the one
went.
with the Dora Milaje and that big battle in the room?
No, where they like chase them to like a factory and then it's the first time they meet Captain America, fake Captain America.
Oh, that one. Oh
I,
God,
I
that was
think
the
that one.
first episode. That was the second episode,
Oh,
mate.
that was the second one. Okay.
Yeah. So no, the one without Zemo then. Yeah.
Oh no, either 2 or 3. 2 or 3.
Oh man, they're all just kind of blending into one.
Yeah.
To be fair, but that is the kind of nature of this show as opposed to WandaVision, which was like more episodic. This one feels more like a 6-hour movie.
Feels like the Snyder Cut if we actually watched it in 6 parts.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how it feels. Yeah, yeah. So, what do you think of that Captain America suit? Because I was like, this is so good.
It was cool. It was really cool. I
It's one
think
of my favorite MCU suits.
I haven't really had a proper like in-depth look at it apart from the leaked like toy photos because it was
Yes.
never really in a shot for like long. It was very like fast cut when he was like it was just because there's a lot of action in this episode, and then
Oh, absolutely.
when he's actually stood still and talking, it's dark. So like
Or it's like a mid shot where you can't get like the full suit in.
yeah,
I'm sure with like some concept art and like the behind the scenes that's coming next week with the Marvels assembled and things like that and obviously merchandising, we should get a better look at the suit. My estimation for the Marvel Legends reveal, which I'm very excited about, should be Monday. So maybe we'll see something with that and get a little look at like a little better look at the suit as a whole. Hopefully, with the time it's been since with the delays of this show, it should be accurate. So,
they would have had that a long time ago.
mm. So yes, I was. Oh, I can't. That suit was so good. It's one of the most comic accurate MCU suits. Like that was. I'm very
Yeah,
impressed.
the other one's got a bit more like shapes, I guess.
Which one you want to?
The
The Falcon suit.
yeah, the comic it's not that accurate. It's like a
Yeah.
Marvel's Avengers version. I'm not
Oh
gonna lie.
no.
No, it is. It is.
Oh no.
It is. It's not like it's the general premise of it is the same, but the detailing and everything is completely different.
It's like the classic sort of MCU thing where they take the comic suit and they just add like that MCU texture to it, just to give it that like that MCU feel.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say Marvel's Avengers do the same.
Really,
I'm gonna say
really.
they do
Fair
the
enough.
same.
Fair
Like
enough.
I have sent you the pictures.
Fair enough. Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Let me take a look.
I'm gonna say it.
Oh come on, load you bastard. To be fair, that while it loads, I loved having that Falcon suit though, like for the previous like 6 episodes. So It is a shame that we won't be seeing that again. Oh yeah, I see it now. I don't really. I can kind of see what you mean, but
Like,
I
it's
don't know. I
just
see more MCU than Marvel's Avengers, to be honest. But I definitely get what you
no.
mean.
Like, it's not like a Marvel's Avengers skin. It's like they get the skin and just do their own twist on it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. That's what I
yeah,
get. What you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, that suit is amazing though. I can't stop looking at that. That's amazing.
Oh
um,
man, get back to the podcast.
yeah, back to the podcast. What am I doing? So, what happened in this episode? This episode's a really hard one to sort of break down because it's like big fight. you know,
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I
the whole
mean?
episode. They're just chasing them around, but it
Yeah,
does start
it's
off in like the border place. I can't even remember what they're called. Like the
the global reappropriation
GRD, GRC.
GRPC.
I think it's
What is it? Global Reappropriation Association, Reappropriation
GRC
GRC. What does it stand for?
Council,
Ah,
which is like
council.
what happens in this episode because they like start they put like gas in their meeting.
Yes, that is true. That is very true. This episode has a lot of growth for a lot of characters. I will say, like I want to touch on John Walker because I really enjoyed his character in this episode. I feel like he had a real big redemption. Not that he was ever evil. I think people just really ran way too far with his character, and I know we're not supposed to like him, and I didn't like him in terms of the character. He was a hateable character, which is good. But I really liked him in this episode in terms of just like he came there like Carly, I'm gonna whoop your ass, I'm gonna
With his
kill you,
tin foil shield.
which actually looked better than I thought it would. To be fair,
Yeah, it's got some like weird outline details on it, but I mean, he made it in a shed, so.
I mean, fair play to the guy. He did better than I could. So fair. My respects to him. But
Yeah, fair.
uh, but yeah, it really turned around. Like felt like I was actually like saying to the TV, I was like, oh come on, John, do the right thing. When he was like, should I save the people or should I go after Carly? And I was like, yes, finally that kind of like redemption, because he is. The thing about John is, and he said it, we learned this in the very first time we saw him. He just wants to be the best Captain America he can. He just wants to do the right thing. It's just that he's a perfect soldier, not a perfect man, or a good man, should I say.
Yeah, but it confuses me though because he saves the people in the van, right?
Mm.
But then at the end of the episode, he's just gonna go work for Hydra.
He doesn't know that, I suppose.
That's true, but still, like, surely
It
he
depends.
like, yeah, surely he kind of realize that
I
he's
mean,
not exactly doing something very legal.
yeah, I suppose he just kind of like he's glad that someone's on his side, and he's just kind of like, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I suppose maybe. I mean, they could take a different twist with it. I feel like the resurgence of Hydra does make sense, though, for a Captain America sort of story. But I didn't read much up on the character. I know she's Madame Hydra, but I think she's done other things in the comics as well. I know she has a history with Nick Fury, and they had a little, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So that would be really fun if her and Sam Jackson meet. That would be really fun to see. But yeah, here's my question though: is she setting up the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers? Because she has Zemo and she has John Walker, and the fact that she's in Black Widow too might mean that she has Yelena. Now, all three of them are on the Thunderbolts, so I'm leaning more towards that. But what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I hope it's the Thunderbolts. That's like a way more interesting team. Like you got that's way cooler. Like we've got where are they? Where are they?
The team members.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Batroc,
them. There's a
he's
lot
dead.
of them.
There's Batroc, there's Punisher, there's Deadpool, there's Zemo, there's US Agent, there's Yelena. There is Thunderbolt Ross as Red Hulk. There's Agent Venom. There's Elektra. There is
Taskmaster,
Taskmaster. Absolutely, yes.
Norman Osborn, Hawkeye,
Norman Osborn.
Luke Cage, Black Widow. Yep, there's a lot.
I've got a video coming up that I've had in the sort of pipeline that in my mind, not really writing it or anything, but I got a video coming up for those of you interested in the Thunderbolts about how the MCU is setting them up and just talking about them a little bit in the comics and how they might adapt that for the live action and the big screen. But I really want to see the Thunderbolts, man. Them and the Winter Guard are the two teams I really want to see next. So that's very exciting to me.
We'll see. There'll probably be more stuff in the Black Widow film because there's a lot more of the characters in that one.
It's crazy. Like that will be our first MCU film in 2 years, pretty much. Near enough. Actually, yeah, 2 years. Actually,
2 years.
Because Spider-Man: Far From Home was also July.
Yep,
2019. That's insane.
2 years.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. Oh jeez, but the MCU is back. The MCU has been back since January, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad, and they really hit a home run with these past 2 Disney Plus shows. I just can't wait for the future.
It's a shame there's a break now between now and Loki.
Yeah, I suppose they did that break on purpose for Bad Batch, right? Because they don't want Marvel, and they're going to try their best to keep Marvel and Star Wars running at different times because they want that interest to keep it like all year round, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we might do something on the Bad Batch. It won't be week to week, but we might do like a once it's all wrapped up, kind of do a little spoiler cast for the season as a whole. So that's exciting. What else in this episode? They had some cool Bucky moments, to be fair. I'm glad that he's happy again. You know, we saw a little bit of that in the last episode with the boat scene, which is why I love that scene so much. Just getting to see these characters have fun. But yeah, I'm really glad. I am really glad to see Bucky happy again. Like the scenes, you know, where he's just kind of like listening to Sam speak, or he's saving people, or he's, you know, at the very end, that very last sort of sequence with the barbecue. Oh, I loved it. It was so heartwarming. So heartwarming. And he's kind of like playing that like kind of cool uncle to Sam's nephews. You know, that was kind of fun.
Oh my god, yeah. And there was like the music over the top. It was all very happy.
It was very happy. I love that song. I had to Shazam it afterwards. I was like, yes, this is sick.
But then he also goes and he goes to his like therapist and gives her. Well, I don't know why I don't understand it, right? Because he gives her the book back, like she gave it him, but it's Steve's book, and he's just given her Steve's book.
I was thinking that, like, dude. I mean, I get it. It's kind of like a symbol, like, oh, I'm done with my therapy. But at least keep the book. It was Steve's.
Yeah, like you'd have some very personal stuff to Steve in there. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Peggy's ignoring me and withholding sex again. Yeah, but that's very true. I did kind of think that. I was like, but you could have just been like, I get it. He's kind of done with the book now, but don't get rid of it. You know,
Yeah,
it's probably worth a lot of money as well, or at least give it to like the museum or something. You know.
Oh, but then he goes back to his friend from episode 1, who I can't remember his name.
Mr. Nakajima.
How do you remember that?
Oh man, I'm a thespian. It is my job to remember things, my friend.
Okay, but he goes back and tells him what happened to him. What happened to his son.
Yes.
He tells him that he killed him. Well,
I feel like they could have done a little bit more with that scene.
Yeah, but the episode would have been like way too long if they'd extended all this stuff that we want.
That's true. It was only 52 minutes, to be fair, and the last one was like 62, so, you know, we could have dragged out just like a minute more.
And this one had a post-credit scene as well, so...
That is true. Only a mid credit though. I was kind of like,
Oh
I was
yeah,
waiting
mid
for
credit.
the post credit. Like, I was like,
Mm.
man, give me something else. Give me something else. But oh well, I'll take what I can get. I'll take what I can get. But yeah, that was quite a touching scene. I think something that we're kind of forgetting to talk about is like how great was that speech at the end from Sam? Like that was brilliant.
It was very like important,
Steve.
and yeah, I guess. But like it was very powerful, and like it's home because the world is fucked. Like
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It definitely speaks to the current climate of real life, and also he touches on the whole like I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripes. That is another thing that hits home with a lot of people. Like this show it amazes me how time after time the MCU is always just one step ahead of the current climate of the real world, and therefore what they're making when it releases hits at just the right time for everything that's going on in our lives.
yeah, and if this came out like whenever, when was it meant to? When was
August.
this? Yeah, August. Oh my god. Oh, okay. But I guess that a lot of this stuff, it would have hit home exactly the same whenever, really.
But I get what you're saying. Like it would have been like even more prevalent
Yeah,
back then
yeah.
than it is now. Like obviously it's still, the movements and even the COVID thing and like everything we're kind of going through in the world is still very much relevant. But I get what you're saying. Like back then it would have been even more relevant.
Yeah.
And it's incredible how they time and time again they managed to do it.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
but there was actually a removed thing that hit home even more. Like, do you know about the removed plot? I might make a video on this for like next week or something. The removed plot point of some kind of like a pandemic like virus. Do you know
Ooh,
about that?
Jesus. No, I did not.
I
I
think
did
there
not.
was like rumors that it was going to be like Mad Bomb and stuff like that, but like there was like supposed to be this pandemic virus subplot that they actually like redubbed over certain lines and recut it so it completely removed it, and that's why like some things feel a little bit like off and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
because like they removed a whole subplot about a pandemic, because they thought like this is way too relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Which personally, I think like I don't know, man. I feel like it could have been left in. Like it's cool to see. Obviously, fiction is great as like an escape from your shitty life, but so people probably didn't want that subplot in there when they're already living it. But I think it would have been cool to kind of see the characters in the MCU going through a similar thing. And it
Yeah,
was
that
supposed
would
to be
have
like,
worked. If you put it that way, like that would work.
yeah, yeah. I think it was supposed to be the thing that Mama, whatever her name is. What was her Mama Madani?
Yeah,
Whatever
she's
her
got
name
a
was.
yeah.
She died of like tuberculosis in the actual one or something like that or whatever it was. But it was supposed to be that, whatever it was. So yeah, that's just interesting. I thought I'd bring that up.
Uh, yeah, I did not
Um,
know about that, but I mean, come on, like if they cut it to not upset people, who they upsetting, man?
yeah,
Who they
like
upsetting?
I get you could say like, oh, people who've had like people died. If they want to watch their favorite heroes on the screen, they probably don't want to think about that. But equally, at that point, you might as well just cut all the like the mentions of like race and stuff like that because Black Lives Matter. It's like you want this stuff in that's relevant so people can see their heroes going through a similar thing.
Hmm.
That's kind of my take on it. But obviously, I'm sure they did the right thing, and I feel like removing something additional to what we all the stuff we already had was probably wise in
Yeah,
terms of cluttering.
like I said, a few things didn't really go anywhere that probably should have from like some of the old episodes, but that's
Yeah,
interesting though, and I did not know about that.
yeah. What else happened in this episode, my friend? Zemo?
Zemo blows up some the rest of the super soldiers. Well, his butler does.
That was so funny. At first, I didn't notice it was his
Yeah,
butler, and then
I
I
didn't
saw
know who it
Zemo, and I
was.
was
I
like,
thought it was like some random guy who was like,
going to be revealed later or something.
yeah, I thought it was going to be like the power broker, but then I was like, okay, well, no, it's going to be Sharon. So
Yeah, yeah,
I think she'd already
that's
been revealed as it at that point anyway. So
yes. Which actually, speaking of Sharon, she's a fucking scroll, right? She's a scroll.
she's got to be.
Like with Secret Invasion, like currently casting some remarkable actors, I might add. Um, like they're doing Secret Invasion. They're already like setting up scrolls here and there, like WandaVision, Spider-Man Far From Home. Loki has like a scroll in like an Adidas tracksuit or something. You know,
Oh no.
like like they're clearly setting up scrolls, like implanting them here and there and everywhere. But obviously, they need to keep some a secret, as is the sort of as is required for Secret Invasion. And obviously, they're not going to do what they did in the comics, where it's like, oh yeah, Iron Man was a Skrull the whole time. It's like they're not going to do
Yeah,
that. So it's going to be people in like government power and stuff like that, or like facilities like Shield and Sword and stuff like that. So for her, this season, it links so much to Nick Fury in terms of like we noticed him and Maria Hill were acting out of character. And who the hell in this series was acting more out of character than Sharon?
that's true. But then again, she did literally get fucked over by her own government and the people she basically worked for. So I'd be angry
Very
as
true.
well, you know. But she's now gonna sell their like secrets and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty mental. I wonder what that will kind of lead to, and if it will be touched on in, actually, I'll get to that later. I'll get to that later. But in an upcoming film that has just been announced. So
Ooh.
yeah, that's interesting that she's like, what does a scroll want with that? If she is in a theoretical world, what does a scroll want with the US's sort of government secrets?
Well, maybe they know about the scrolls. Well, I mean, obviously, Shield and Sword. Well, they will obviously know about them. But maybe this is really like far out, but like some
Okay,
Area
I'm ready.
51 shit.
Ah, I get you. I get you.
So
Yeah.
like maybe they've got scrolls there or something.
Yo, that's smart actually. Maybe that's why this obviously in everything like humanity, whatever, there's good and there's bad. But maybe that's why. Maybe like all all the scrolls are pretty chill with us until they find out that we've got like scrolls in Area 51 that we're testing on and shit.
Yeah.
That's a big brain move. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, that's very cool.
Hmm. Don't
Yeah,
fall on the spot, but you know.
yeah. Well, some of the best ideas are on the spot.
Yes, like they should have given uh oh, that's actually another thing. Joaquin Torres, he didn't get the wings.
Yes,
Well, he has the wings, but he didn't use them. I
I
like
feel like we'll see that next in that upcoming movie that we will talk about in a minute.
yeah, untitled upcoming Marvel project that we don't know the name of yet.
Insert eye emoji.
Hmm. But no, I think that he'll probably get the wing or use the wings either in a second season of this. I don't know why they do that if they're gonna make a film
Well,
or
that is the thing. Are they sticking to like? Is there a second season of this? Is there going to be?
well, they'd have to call it something different because obviously at the end the name changes to Captain America and the Winter Soldier, which is literally the film. They're not gonna make a season called like a series the same name as a film. That's like making a Disney Plus series called Iron Man. Or
But just like it's slightly different spelling.
yes, of course, it's Iron Dash Man,
They call it like Ion Man or something like
Iron
that.
Man. Yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like if they were to do a second season, it just maybe they would call it like Captain America and the White Wolf or something, and maybe they just didn't include it in that for some reason or another.
yeah.
Because
Well, I
he
mean,
is, he's not the Winter Soldier anymore. Like
he's not
he's
really the
that's the
White
whole.
Wolf yet though either because that's more Wakanda stuff.
Oh, I don't know though, because like I feel like throughout this entire show, Bucky's entire thing has been like, I'm not the Winter Soldier anymore, and the only thing he has been called is A, Bucky, and B, White Wolf.
He
So
probably
I
wants
don't
a
know.
cool code name. He doesn't want to just be called Bucky. Then again, everyone called Cap Steve.
That's true. That is true. That is true. That is very true. But I think it's safe to say that he's not the Winter Soldier anymore. That's like, I feel like that's
Ah.
his entire thing for this show.
So I just found out that when Joaquin becomes Falcon, the new Captain America's sidekick, it is to do with Serpent Society, which they still haven't done yet because they decided to change the name halfway through a press conference.
Bring me Serpent Society. Yes, please. That was supposed to be Captain America 3, and now I need it to be Captain America 4. That's right, folks. I said it. We're getting Captain America 4, and I need it. I need the Serpent Society.
Yeah, they've got to, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, they were kind of touching on it in the Netflix shows with like Cottonmouth and stuff like that. But I feel like they're gonna not I feel like they're not gonna count that. But yeah, I need it. I need the Serpent Society.
They should. I mean, there's no better time, right? They've set up Joaquin. They've given him the what is it? The wings. It'll be a bit different to the comics because I swear in the comics he has actual wings, doesn't he?
It's like mutated, yeah. It's like I don't as cool as it looks. As much as it looks cool, it looks goofy at the same time, and I don't really need those like mutated wings and talons and like weird beak thing. Like
it's
I
like
love the costume. I love the cost, like especially the helmet. If they don't adapt the helmet 1-to-1, I'm throwing hands. But yes, I need it different to the comics, definitely.
Well, I mean, it would be something similar to one of the X-Men films. I think it's Apocalypse, where the guy the wings, it gives him like really weird like metal wings for some reason.
Yes, Angel.
Yeah, and then Deadpool starts making fun of him in Deadpool 2.
Does he?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, can't we just get like. When he's talking about like studio budget, he's like, "Oh, can't we just get rid of like one of the cheap X-Men, like the one with the weird wings or something?"
All right.
It's something along those lines.
Fair enough. Yeah, but I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see this fourth Captain America movie because, like, this is what we're getting now. We're getting legacy stuff. Like, done is the days with Steve Rogers and Tony Stark and Thor Odinson. Obviously, Thor is still about, but whatever. Like obviously, Hulk, Bruce Banner is still about, but whatever. We're getting legacy characters now. We're getting War Machine and Ironheart as the new Iron Man. We're getting Falcon as the new Cap. We're getting Jane Foster as the new Thor. She-Hulk as the new Hulk. Kate Bishop as the new Hawkeye, Yelena as the new Black Widow. Like, I'm very excited to see like these legacy characters take on, these mantles and like these legacies. Like that's really exciting to me because it's something we've not seen before. The sort of passing of the torch in the MCU.
Yeah, and that's what they're going for in these like next few films and shows. They're all sort of very much the same sort of concept of the next era of these characters in the MCU, because we got
very much so.
Hawkeye passing over to Kate. I mean, he'll probably still stick around. Clint,
I hope they don't
he's around. I don't think he will. He's got a family. Surely they've got to have some compassion, right?
Please, Papa Feige, don't kill him off.
Don't kill him.
Such an underrated Avenger.
And then there's obviously Isaiah Bradley and Elijah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Elijah is going to be obviously the Young Avengers Captain America, if you will, with Patriot. So that's cool. That's exciting.
There's also Riri as Ironheart, and then there's Stature as
Stature, yes.
Stature, and all the other ones that we mentioned in that video a very long time ago that you should watch.
Definitely watch it. It's a banger that we did at 3 a.m.
like a very long time ago.
Oh man, those videos.
But yeah, Captain
Elite
America 4,
production
man.
value.
Captain America 4. It's happening. It's made by the same people that made the show. Or at least the
Yes,
writer is
yes.
co-writing it.
Showrunner, isn't it?
Showrunner, yeah.
But I suppose they're all in the writing room, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. But yes, that's very exciting. I'd imagine Bucky's going to be in it. I'd imagine Joaquin's going to be in it.
I'd imagine there'll be some Wakanda stuff.
You think so?
Probably. He'll probably, like, we said that Bucky might end up at Wakanda in the end of this season, but maybe he'll just be in the film.
I feel like if they do a second season of this show, like, I feel like it would be good to do a sort of. This season is obviously it focuses on both of them, but this season is very much Sam's journey from Falcon to Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Next season could be Bucky's journey from the Winter Soldier, or sort of a nomad kind of. I don't really have a code name to the White Wolf. I feel like that'd be kind of cool to do. Like you start off the show officially titled Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and then at the end you get the Captain America and the White Wolf. If you like.
Poetry.
Poetry. Well,
But that would mean that what would be happening to Sam? What would be there? Like his boat's ran away. He's looking for his boat.
and they're in the middle of a fight with the Serpent Society, and like Sam gets a call from his sister. He's like, "I gotta go. Where you going? My boat's floating away. Gotta chase the
Yeah,
boat."
he just flies after the boat.
Oh man, that's those jokes. But yeah, I love that. I tell you what, there's one other thing that I really want to mention. Something that I loved so much is that when like when they're like, "Hey, that's Black Falcon," and then he's like, he's Captain America.
Wow.
I loved that because that
It's
reminded me so
cheesy as
much.
hell.
It's cheesy, but it reminded me so much of the OG Raimi films. Like, you mess with all of us. You mess with Spider-Man. You mess with New York or whatever the hell. Like that
Yeah.
thing. That's what I love. That's what I love about these MCU shows, man. I love the fact that the world is feeling a little bit more lived in.
Oh, that reminds me. The episode was in New York, and we still didn't really get a look at the new Avengers Tower location building, which is
very true.
Yeah.
It's either the Baxter Building or Oscorp at this point.
It's one of the two, surely.
This is like it's AIM. It's the AIM Tower.
Oh no!
Marvel's
Square
Avengers
Enix Tower.
Canon.
Square Enix Tower.
Square Enix Tower.
All the money from the cosmetics.
I dare you, Feige, do it.
All the money from the cosmetics they've got.
They used all the cosmetics money to pay off Feige to put it in the MCU. They're like,
yeah.
Look at all these monies. Look at what we made. Make us canon, please. Oh man, that's a great game. Play that game if you're listening to this still, which you're not. Play this game. It's a great game. Yeah. So, do you think that about wraps it up?
I'd say so. I don't think there's anything else. Sharon's evil.
US agent is on.
US agent, and he's got his nice recolored suit.
It's a cool suit.
Zemo's in the raft. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Carly's dead.
Carly is dead. Fucking yes. I hate her. I just don't click with her as a character. It is what it is.
I gotcha.
Some you hit, some you miss. This was a miss for me personally, but it is what it is.
Probably one of the weakest MCU villains. Maybe the weakest.
Yes.
Maybe. Don't really think of many worse.
I don't know. Trevor Slattery.
Hey man, come on.
Actually, you know what?
I love him. Come on.
Match.
Yeah, but not Chelsea. But I love him, dude. I love him. Like when he's just kind of chilling out. He's just chilling out.
He's just chilling. He's just chilling with his terrorist money.
Exactly.
and his terrorist hookers. He's having a great time.
They got to bring him back, right?
I have a feeling that you'd be in Shang-Chi, just like in a dungeon, just getting like tortured or some shit. Just like you just hear him from like a distance, like ow,
or maybe it's like, or maybe they're like, oh, you don't want to mess with this guy. You remember this guy? They got like a picture of him. He's like, yeah, he's dead now or something.
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah.
or he's just like a butler or something.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, would you like me to shine your shoes, Mr. Real Mandarin?
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, but I guess that'll do it.
I
That's
guess that wraps it
the
up.
last one of Falcon and the Winty Soldier.
About to shed a tear. It's been a fun ride.
Yes. Not
Very
as
excited for
not
Loki
as
though.
not as incredibly like crazy as WandaVision, but
No, that is true. That is very true. But we're gonna get a little bit of a mix between the two with Loki because we're gonna
yeah.
get that sort of, that sort of long form style and that little bit more, not serious, but like less kind of out there tone at the same time as having all that speculation and Easter eggs and what have you that might make me start doing the breakdown and reviews again, but maybe not because time and effort. I don't know.
Yeah, they
Let me know
take a
if you
long
want that.
time to make.
Let me know if you want that, audience who's not listening. Let me know. Let me know.
Exactly.
And road to 50 subscribers. We're making
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3. What's the verdict? We know you love those.
Exactly.
And
So
that one's actually fact. They actually watch those. So at least that's something.
that's true. That's true. But yeah, I guess we should wrap it up here.
Yes. It's been a pleasure, Will.
Uh-huh.
And
And the
I will
same.
see you again in another 2 weeks.
Ah, yes, of course.
Bye, everyone.
Whenever everything
Oh,
else is out. Bye-bye.
that's true. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw here today, then maybe consider subscribing to catch our other content as and when it releases.